Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to play your pentatonic scale. This is the holy grail of all scales, the legendary pentatonic scale. The reason why this is so important is because it actually shapes the melodic structure of a lot of the music that you've been loving and enjoying since you were little. Whether you're aware of it or not, most Western music is shaped off of the pentatonic scale. When you understand the melodic structure of this scale and you know how to play it, you're able to open up doors for yourself on another creative level where you feel free at the piano and you feel free in your expression and you can improvise, which is what this channel is all about. My name is Keira King, founder of Modern Pianista. On this channel, we discuss all things regarding artistry, entrepreneurship, and music education. I am an award-winning piano teacher with Steinway & Sons Beverly Hills, and I've been teaching piano lessons all over Los Angeles for the past 12 years. More importantly, though, I'm a singer-songwriter-producer and a recording artist first and foremost, and I understand what it feels like to have taken piano lessons for a lifetime and have so much knowledge and experience and information, but be unable to apply that in the context of my goals and my favorite songs. When I began teaching in 2013, I decided to change the narrative. I wanted to start teaching things that are more relevant to your goals, to your favorite songs, and one of these things is learning the pentatonic scale. If you're looking to dive deeper with me and gain a serious foundation of music theory, join my email list by clicking on the link in the description box below. I have a bunch of free resources for you guys, including a free guide on how to get through the tutorials on this channel, in what order, how you should practice them, going over different chord types that are crucial for every singer-songwriter-producer to know, different scale types, and a free sound palette as well that will show you why you're doing these exercises, how it fits into the grand scheme of things, so you can really understand what you're doing and feel free when it's time to create. Without further ado, let's hop into this pentatonic scales tutorial. So let's get started on C. We're gonna do this in the key of C. So it's just like your C major scale. The only difference is you eliminate these guys. You eliminate the fourth scale degree, the fourth note, which is F, and the seventh scale degree or note, which is B. So what you're left with is C, D, E, G, A, C, A, G, E, D, C. You don't even have to go up to the C. You could do that as well. So your thumb is going to go further over. We're used to having our thumb go on F. You're going to go over further, one note more, and put it on G. You can go up to C if you'd like, or you can stop at A, cross for E. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 4 if you're going to finish, 2 if you're going to stop at A, 1, 3, 2, 1. So the reason why this scale is so important, so important, is because this is the basis of all Western music. Everything that you've been listening to your whole life is derived off of the pentatonic scale. Yes, it is. And if you want to feel comfortable improvising, creating your own music, doing singer-songwriter stuff, making cool beats, this is where it's at. Let's talk thumb positions. So when you are working your pentatonic scale and learning how to improvise melodies off of it, you want to start with your thumb positions. We're working with the same 5 notes, C, D, E, G, A, and they're going to be shuffled in order depending on where you start. So if this is starting on C, this would be your C thumb position. That's your D thumb position. It's the same 5 notes, D, E, G, A, C, still skipping F and B, but now you're starting on D. Your E thumb position, E, G, A, C, D, starting on E. G, A, C, D, E, starting on G, your G thumb position. And A, C, D, E, G, starting on A, your A thumb position. So you've got 5 different thumb positions that you can think about improvising from. So this way of learning and creating is a lot more flexible, a lot more creative freedom here. So we want you to have that creative freedom. Okay, this is definitely jazz concepts and singer-songwriter-producer piano. This is different than what a lot of people are used to when they encounter piano lessons. And so I want to give you guys the tools to be able to express yourself, but still know what you're doing, what things are called, and have a solid foundation of theory. So let's put these 5 thumb positions into practice. I'm going to give you the most common chord progression out there. You can't go wrong with a 1-5-6-4. Alright, a lot of songs are off of 1-5-6-4. We call it 1-5-6-4 because C is the 1 in the key of C, G is the 5 in the key of C, A is the 6, and F is the 4. Alright, very simple number system, pretty easy, straightforward. Okay, so getting used to doing these in octaves for whole notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get some vibes going. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And try working your thumb positions. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so let's start with our C thumb position. Let's try our D thumb position. E thumb position. G. And A. Okay, so I just went in order, so obviously it's not going to sound super great because we're literally going in order. Right? Whenever you create anything, it's not going to be in alphabetical order. The whole point is to create your own things once you learn the alphabet. Any language works that way, right? So let's scramble it up. You've got 5 thumb positions. You've got a 1, 5, 6, 4 happening. I might throw in some quarter note rhythms just to spice things up a little bit. Okay? So these are the same concepts, it's just a different type of scale. You've seen me talk about this in octave scale videos, inversion videos, blues, and now we're going to do it in pentatonic. Alright, so 5 thumb positions, scramble it up, 1, 5, 6, 4 in the bass. Let's go. So the same concept applies in A minor. We have our A minor pentatonic scale, which is actually the exact same notes as C pentatonic. So you are still eliminating F and B, but because you start on A, B is going to come first, right? And if we're starting on A and we're calling A1, B is no longer the 7 as it is in the key of C. It's now the 2 in the key of A. And the F is no longer 4, it's called 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're eliminating 2 and 6 if you start on A. We're eliminating 4 and 7 if you start on C. So we have the same arrangement of notes in a different order, starting on A, because A is the relative minor of C. These two key signatures share 0 sharps, 0 flats, and it's all on the white keys. For A minor, I want to give you something a little bit more interesting to play with in your left hand. So we are used to doing octaves for all of my modern pianista signature exercises, but I haven't introduced you to different left-hand patterns yet. We have so many that we can get into. I haven't talked to you about extensions yet. I'm going to briefly mention them here, but I do need to do a video on that because it's a pretty dense topic. But if you have an A octave here and you go past the octave and you do A to B, then we call that the 9. The reason being, when we count on our scale degrees, this is the 8 or the 1, and so instead of calling this 2, since it's past the octave, we call that the 9. So I want AEB 159 in your left, FCG 159 if you're counting F as 1 in your left, GDA 159 counting G as 1, and then we're going to go back to FCG. Now there's a variety of things you can do with this. I'm just going to show you real quick. I don't want you trying all of this stuff yet unless you're able to and you can handle it without overwhelm, then sure, go for it. But I just want to show you what's possible first so that you know what you're building towards. Arpeggios. You can do rhythms, simple quarter notes, more interesting rhythms. Let's start with simple whole notes and just our thumb positions. Again, 159 in the bass, starting on A, F, G, and F. Let's just take it simple, okay? Make it simple. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try a different thumb position. So these are a couple quick ways that you can get started improvising in the keys of C and A minor. When you understand fundamental concepts in the keys of C and A minor, learning them in other key signatures are a lot less overwhelming. I teach all of my curriculum in the key of C and A minor, and from there we build out into the keys of G and E minor, F and D minor, and so forth. I want to give you a couple exercises that can get you started right away. So when you practice that C pentatonic scale, improvise in your 5 thumb positions over a 1-5-6-4. When you're doing it in A minor, try the 1-5-9 voicing in your left hand. There are so many ways to practice and create melodies. The whole point is to get comfortable with the idea of exploring and getting into that kid part of your brain. As we get older, it's so easy to want to be correct all the time instead of being curious about what's interesting. So let's bring that curiosity back into the learning process, and you will find a lot of gold when you do. Again, if you want to dive deeper, go ahead and subscribe to my email list. It's linked in the description box of this video. And when you do, I would be happy to send over my free resources for you guys so you can get started with understanding where you're at, what you're learning, and why. You can also find these free resources on my website at modernpianista.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.